Hey folks, Brian Blessing in Las Vegas, bangthebook.com, Week 15 NFL, no time to waste. Let's dive right in. We'll start with Thursday night. LA Chargers at Kansas City. Kansas City 3.5. Total on the game is 52.5. A couple of things in play here. I don't know what the NFL is thinking. Before the season, you had to figure the Chiefs and the Chargers were probably the two best teams. Why would you throw the Chargers to the Wolves late in the year, division game that's very important on a short work week? I don't know. It just doesn't seem right to me. Nonetheless, a lot of love for the Chargers here. What is this number telling you? I think Arrowhead is going to be a 3.5, 4-point home field advantage to begin with. Are they actually saying this game would be a pick on a neutral field? Not for the life of me. I got to think this number goes up to 4, maybe even 4.5. Yeah, you got injuries. Hill's nicked up. Ware's nicked up. Nonetheless, Arrowhead, a very tough place to play. By the way, Chargers last week, they took the Bengals lightly, barely got by them. But rest assured, they knew how big this game was. I guarantee you they were spending a lot of time last week, in addition to preparing for the Bengals, preparing for this game. Houston and the Jets. Houston 6.5 on the road, totals 41.5 off a physical game against Indy. Houston's just not the same team without Will Fuller, and everybody's triple team in Hopkins. They got to run the football to be successful. Jets, to their credit, showed some heart, bounce back against the Bills. I don't know that it's sustainable here. Cleveland and Denver. Denver's a 3-point favorite, 45.5 total. Two ways to look at this. Is Denver pouting because they blew the game against San Francisco, or is it a mad football team because the door was wide open for them to actually run the table at the end of the year? They could get the Chargers at the end of the year in a meaningless game for the Chargers. I think this number will go above 3 at some point during the week. Miami and Minnesota. Minnesota 7-point favorite. Total in the game is 43.5. It's smoke and mirrors for Miami. Somehow they've been hanging around. Oakland and Cincinnati. You going to pay to go to this one? Cincy's a 3-point favorite. Total in the game is 46. Raiders feeling good after beating the Steelers. Tampa Bay and Baltimore. Baltimore 8-point favorites. Total in the game is 47. Baltimore's got to be sick to their stomach letting that game get away against the Chiefs. But they're buoyed by the fact that Pittsburgh's leaving the Central Division, or the AFC North, wide open for them. Tampa Bay and Baltimore, again, that total 47. That Baltimore defense is really good. Dallas and Indy. Indy's a 3-point favorite. Total game 47. Dallas has a cushion now. Indy desperately needs the game. There's a lot of love for the Cowboys, though. This is -3 even money. 2.5s will pop up at some point during the week. Detroit and Buffalo, another one. Would you pay to see this? Josh Allen made a lot of good plays, made some bad plays against the Jets. Detroit outdoors in December in Buffalo. Advantage Buffalo. Green Bay, Chicago. Rivalry game. This defense is for real for the Bears. But you know what? It's still a big rivalry game. Got to think the Packers will show up in this one. Total on the game is 45. Monitor the weather. Tennessee and the Giants. Giants are 2.5-point favorites, playing some pretty good football here at the end of the year. Total on the game is 43.5. Tennessee desperately needs the game. Washington, Jacksonville. Good gravy. 6.5, 7. Jacksonville's favorite in the spot. How about the total? Total is 36. Two good defenses, two horrible offenses. Arizona and Atlanta. I think Atlanta's run for the bus, but they may take it out on Arizona here. This number's 8.5, 9. It may even go up. Total on the game is 44. Could be a stat day for Matt Ryan, who's been a crash test dummy in recent weeks. Seattle at San Francisco, 5.5, 6. Seattle on the road. But listen, this Niners team is showing a lot of fight. Mullins' kid's been more than serviceable. Total on the game is 44. Could be a sneaky overplay for you there. Then New England and Pittsburgh. New England's up to 3. It's got to go higher. Roethlisberger nicked up with rib injuries. New England 3 at Pittsburgh. Total on the game is 49. In both of these teams, coming off really painful defeats. Philly and the Rams. Boy, Philly, heartbreak for them at Dallas. Rams, I got to believe they'll have a stone in their shoe after getting beat up physically by the Bears. That number is 9.5. Total on the game is 54. I just can't see Philly keeping pace with this Rams team who wants to bounce back offensively. Might be correlated, Philly in the under or Rams in the over. And wrap it up with New Orleans and Carolina Monday Night Football. And New Orleans is 6.5 on the road. Total on the game is 51.5, 52. And certainly New Orleans is going to keep close tabs on what the Rams are doing Sunday. Always trying to read between the lines. Always trying to get you the best of the number. Always glad to be with you at bangthebook.com. Follow all the sports betting podcasts with our buddy Adam Burke. Great information on Twitter right here at Bang the Book.